Yes, we want to show the upside. Yes, we want to show all the great things that can happen. However, oftentimes the focus, or what really gets a process moving forward or accomplishes objectives, is the mitigation of pain. It's the solving of pain points. It's the removal of constraints that makes a business grow forward. Business objectives. When a business is growing, oftentimes the limiting factor on that growth is not necessarily something that's not being pushed towards enough, but it's something holding the business back. There's a pain point, there's a point of constraint, there's the weakest chain or weakest link in the chain that needs to be resolved in order to move the business forward. And so anybody who's in the B2B or even B2C services, products, offering space, that's being business to business or business to consumer, is selling not necessarily all of the great things that are out there and that are possible or in the possibilities, but more so, what are the pain points, right? Someone said one time, if you really want to find out a great business idea, just go around for a day and every time you get annoyed or aggravated or frustrated with something, write down what it is, and there is likely a pain point there that can be resolved. I mean, think of some good examples of that are scheduling. If you were trying to schedule meetings, everybody needed an assistant per person oftentimes to schedule meetings, and that gave the rise to Calendly. And historically, I mean, even less technologically advanced solutions, right? Self-sticking envelopes. And there's a million examples of these things, but they were just slightly challenging factors of day-to-day life. And the same thing is true in business, right? And so a lot of companies that either sell services or software products to other businesses, it's to mitigate that pain. And so that's a concept that we wanted to communicate, and it's not going to be a terribly long video today, but the idea that yes, marketing to businesses or marketing your solutions as this unlocks great potential is good, but you should really drill down a second layer and say, why does it unlock great potential? And oftentimes it's not because it gives access to something wonderful, but it resolves a pain point. So in our business, for instance, we help companies sell themselves, we help companies secure capital. What are the pain points in that business? It takes too long. We've solved that problem. Instead of 18 to 24 months, we have a 6-month process. How do you accomplish that? By being proactive, not reactive, by having a very lockstep, orderly fashion, process-oriented approach to that exercise. What's another pain point? It's a big distraction to ownership when they're trying to either sell their business or secure capital. How do we solve that? We know the precise amount and types of information and materials that need to be disclosed or should be disclosed to prospective counterparties in these situations, and it's not everything and anything. And so by virtue of being able to focus on just what's key and vital, you're able to avoid a great deal of overfeeding or oversaturation of the process that early in it. Another pain point, discretion. Oftentimes when people are looking to secure capital to sell their business, they do not want everybody in the world to know. Whether that's clients, competitors, employees, these are private processes and should be such. And if someone wants to announce it upon closing, which sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, then wonderful. And if not, that's okay as well. And that's what we accomplish. And I'd say lastly is focus. So we say we focus entirely on privately held family entrepreneur, smaller investment group owned companies, generating $1 to $10 million in EBITDA. We have and work with some smaller publicly traded companies when the characteristics of the company are truly more aligned with the privately held business that we would represent, but they happen to be publicly listed for one reason or another. But in any event, by virtue of focusing on that very specific part of the swimming pool, we're able to provide laser-sharp focused services that are catered specifically and tailored specifically to these types of companies. And so that's the goal of business, is what pain points do you resolve? So defining those is going to allow businesses to sharpen their approach and sharpen their offering, and then solving those is what creates success and what engenders further goodwill. And so when we look at our business, we say time, distraction, discretion, and focus. And so when we work with clients, we look at their businesses very much the same way. What pain do they solve? What solutions do they provide by mitigating or eliminating constraint points for their end customers or businesses? And so that's the thought for today. Solving pain and the accomplishment of objectives. Hope the week continues to go well for everyone. Keep pushing forward. God bless. See everyone next time.